So it's been at 20%, which is the most that we ask of any of the city employees. So I think it's fair. I think it helps to attract some people to service, to give them something. And to give them nothing, as some have suggested, I think would make it even harder to attract good people. Thanks.
I don't think that you should need an incentive to want to run for an office where you want to help people. I don't think that you need to get a package in order to feel the drive to do something good for the community. If elected, I am not accepting any benefits from the city. I think a good leader leads by example. And when other people are asked to take a hit, and when other work and file employees are not treated, as I've talked about before, as a shared sacrifice, why should the people who are working part-time be getting the package? So I will not be accepting the benefit package. I do not think it should be offered to council members, and I would hope that people in the future will follow suit.
Does the city need 5 libraries, including one at the senior center?
People who know me know that I don't have a TV at my home. I do, but we don't have cable, we never did. So I do a lot of reading, I love to read. And I wish that I could say that it was reasonable for us to keep open every single library. I would love that, and I spent a good chunk of my life at the Rumford Library and at the Weaver Library. My mom always brought us there, so thanks, Mom. But realistically, I don't know the specific numbers on that. There may be a need to cut down. We do have an amazing library at Weaver Library. They did a lot of great work there. That's a beautiful place. I don't want that to happen. I think that it's nice to be able to walk out of your door and walk down the street and go to the library and hang out for a few hours. But I'm not sure about the numbers on that, and I hope that we don't have to do that. But moving forward, that's something that can be evaluated. Like I said, I'm very impressed with the current situation at the Weaver Library, and I hope that you all will check that out if you haven't already.
About 2 years ago, we were faced with yet another financial cutback, and we reduced the hours at some of the libraries, and we got a lot of pushback. I was contacted by residents who said, please don't cut those hours at the Rumford Library. I really didn't know about the usage, so I asked, what is the usage? And so the library department gave us some statistics, and it was incredible. It was surprising to me just how heavily used the Rumford branch library was. People, especially in a recession where unemployment runs high, they find that they can go there and go on the internet and do job searches and various other things that might a few years ago not be used for. So there's a lot of interest in those libraries. I myself use the central branch, but the main library at Weaver, but the one in Rumford, when it was discussed about closing it or even curtailing hours, there was a big objection from a lot of people. A lot of people, contacted me. So I would like to avoid that, really at all costs. We really need to avoid that. We'd like to keep those libraries open. By the way, in Riverside, we have a brand new library there. Thank you.
At this time, we would ask each candidate to make a closing statement.
Thanks so much. Thanks, East Providence Coalition. It's been a pleasure to serve in the last 4 years, and if I'm allowed to go another 2 years, I would like to do those same things that I did before, work to control spending, work to keep the taxes just as low as they can be and still render services, promote economic development and the quality of life. Build on the successes that we have. We've got a great city, but we've got to work diligently to keep it and keep improving it and respect the taxpayers as well as the employees. Thank you.
I think that my opponent's experience is very impressive. His financial experience, his years on the council, obviously he, coming into this, has a lot more knowledge of exactly what goes on in the chambers than I do, being a novice. But I also think that being a financial advisor, we are $6 million in debt, and I'm not blaming anyone for that, but I think that there is obviously a problem somewhere. And really what I want to focus on is the fact that there is more to Ward 1 than this epicenter of Rumford. And I live here, and I'm not saying anything about that. I live on Don Avenue. But there is more to this district than the people that are here. There is all the way from the Pawtucket line. I've knocked on doors in the trailer parks. I've knocked on doors behind Uncle Tony's. I've talked to all those people. I've talked to everyone in Suttonville, and they do not feel that they have a voice. And when I'm elected, I promise that I will be a voice for everyone who lives in Ward 1. And I hope that people will realize that I am working, I want to be a consensus builder. I want to work in the best interest of the taxpayers of East Providence. I want to appreciate the rank and file workers and eliminate the top heavy positions. And I hope that going forward we can eradicate the arrogance and the attitude on the council, and we can build a community where we work together and we are happy to be here, and we create a city that is easier for business, that encourages people to move here and live here. And thank you so much to the coalition for having me, and thank you for listening to me.
Thank you very much.